The Jews haven't come out with yeehaw.
So what have the Jews come up with?
As far as I'm aware, they have Yashim or something.
Yeah, no, Hashem is just a substitution. They're not pronouncing the name.
No.
So when you don't have a name pronounced, what is it? Apart from these 4 letters?
I don't know.
Right. So you can't come along and say it means Yahweh or Jehovah, because
I'm taking it from what the Jews are saying.
the Jews don't say Jehovah or Yahweh. It's the Christians who say
Well, I
that.
know Jews that say Jehovah and Yahweh. I know
That's what the Jews
I know
say.
Jews with PhDs, theologians who use Yahweh and Jehovah.
Right.
I know them.
Good. So you know them that they say, Christians say that.
It doesn't matter. I know that.
Right.
You just said what Jews? I've just said to you, I know Jews.
So you
that
know
do
what
it.
PhDs
Do you
know
accept
that?
that? Do you
No,
accept
no,
that?
I
know
accept
Jews
your
that
statement.
use that. It
I
doesn't matter.
accept-
If you're just going to call it a statement, but that I'm probably lying, I'm probably mistaken, then we ain't going to talk about it.
Why are you assuming I'm calling you mistaken or you're a liar?
I'll give you an example. Dr. Arnold Fruchtenbaum is a theologian and he's Jewish, and he accepts that the Jewish name for God, he takes Jehovah, and he's happy with that. If he's happy with that, then I'm happy with that.
Yeah, sure. When it says Jehovah, of course we know that's totally incorrect, because there is no...
Well, he doesn't think so, and he's got a PhD.
Look. He can have a PhD and talk about bananas.
His PhD is good enough for me.
Look, he can have a PhD.
Is good enough for me. I'm going to go to him. I'm not going to go to a Muslim who stands against everything I believe and ask him.
So if he said...
I'm not going to do that.
No problem.
You might think
You know what?
I'm going to do
No
that.
problem.
But I'm not going to
So
do
if he
that.
says,
And
why
if
hate...
if I don't come up to you and then you come up to me to inform me about it, I'm not going to accept that information.
You know what? I think you're right.
No.
That's right. No, you know what?
So if he said to you that's blue,
brother.
if he said to you that's blue,
Excuse me.
and your mate said it's pink,
What
would you say?
That's different. I've got a PhD.
No, I think he's right. You know what?
Who's fluent in Hebrew.
Donald Trump is the president of America. Doesn't make him fucking right, does it?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I agree.
You know what?
I agree. It doesn't.
I think I understand you there.
He's got a PhD.
That's the problem, brothers.
In Hebrew, knows ancient Hebrew.
Right.
I'm going to take his view over yours.
So if he said YHWH, the Tetragrammaton means a banana, you will take his views, right?
And walked out of it sound, then I might listen to you.
Did you hear what I'm saying?
If you took up the argument with him.
Did
Not if you take it up with me. I don't know Hebrew.
Did you hear what
I don't know
suggesting?
Hebrew.
If he said it means banana, you will take it, right? Because he's got a PhD.
But he hasn't said it means
If he
banana.
did.
No, but he hasn't.
No. You said
He
because...
hasn't said
listen.
it means banana.
Listen, you need to be consistent,
No
right?
one's saying it means banana.
You need to be consistent.
You accept that no one says
Do
it
you
means
need to be
banana.
consistent?
You need to be consistent.
Excuse me, yes.
Do you accept no one believes
Listen.
it says banana?
Listen.
Do you accept that?
Listen to me first. Right,
Okay.
listen to me first.
So why not?
If you have
stop talking rubbish.
Are you going to let me even mention something? You only have what we call this fallacy of
According to you.
excuse me. Have some decency and let me speak. Yeah? Thank you. So you have a PhD who knows Hebrew fluently. Now if he said
Raving fluently.
yeah, very fluently, raving fluently. If he said it means bananas, would you take it?
Sorry?
If he said YHWH means banana,
but he hasn't.
If he did, would you take it?
No, because he hasn't.
Thank you. So it's nothing to do with PhD then.
If he said God's name is a piece of fruit that grows on a tree,
Yes.
I wouldn't accept it.
Thank you.
And he ain't an idiot, and he don't say that.
So thank you
Because
then.
he's not an idiot.
So now you realise it's nothing to do with the PhD. It's to do with whether he's actually saying it accurately.
It's got a lot to do with him knowing Hebrew,
Yeah.
and he's got a PhD in the Hebrew.
So is Y or your
do you
pronounce
think
the
I should
subject?
trust him or you?
Excuse me.
Who do you think knows the most about Hebrew?
Listen.
This geezer's got a PhD, he's authored untold books, he's done expositional commentaries
Sure.
on various books of the Bible, proper tackled it,
Yeah.
PhD, fluent in Hebrew, knows the Greek, very skilled man in these languages. You don't really know jack about these languages.
How do you know?
But you want me.
How do you know?
What do you know about
Hang on,
Hebrew?
hang on.
What do you know about Hebrew?
Slow down.
You can't even read Arabic.
Slow down.
You can't even read Arabic.
Oh,
I've
no.
seen you on YouTube, ballsing it right up. I've seen you ballsing it up, mate. You don't even accept that there are other translations of the Quran. You won't even accept that.
Are you
I've
drunk?
seen
Excuse
31
me.
of them.
Are you drunk?
Sorry?
Are you drunk?
You know I'm not drunk.
But
You
I can
can't
smell alcohol.
smell alcohol.
I can.
Bollocks.
Okay, so it's coming from
Bollocks,
somewhere
can
else.
you smell
Can you smell
alcohol?
it?
Bollocks,
Go
can
on.
you
No,
smell
don't smell him. Is it alcohol?
Bollocks.
Okay.
Bollocks. I'm
Never
ending
mind.
the conversation.
You're not drunk.
If you got to resort to that kind of
Hang on.
shit and
Because
say
the
I'm
reason-
drunk,
No,
I
you're
swear
not
to
drunk.
God,
Look,
I'm
you're not drunk.
even remotely drunk. I haven't
Good.
touched any alcohol.
We
There's
accept-
none in my body. I'm not under the
We
influence.
accept
of it,
you.
Not
You're
even
not
in
drunk.
the remotest sense. If I talk to you
You're not
and
drunk.
just disagree with you,
I just told you you're not
and now
drunk.
I'm pissed.
You're
because
not
I
drunk.
disagree with you.
You're not drunk.
It's the end of the conversation. I've got nothing to say.
Okay.
That's what you
The
resort
reason
to.
why I'm asking
That's
you're
what
drunk,
resort
because
to.
you are showing
Somebody
drunken
says something
behavior.
you don't like, he's pissed.
Listen.
I'm not pissed.
I agree that
For the
you're not
record,
drunk, but
I'm
you are
not
only
pissed.
showing.
He's having a laugh.
Hello. I agree you're not drunk, but you are showing drunken behavior. Fine. So we have now. Let's summarize this. We have a guy who have absolute faith in a PhD individual who thinks the yod in Hebrew is pronounced J. I mean, that's revelation. He might get another PhD for that. How do you pronounce yod as J in Hebrew? Which which Hebrew scholar would say, oh, yod can be pronounced as J in the Hebrew language? So these people, because they're Christian, they're automatically biased. And they will go to those people who agree with them. Yod He, Waw He, or Yod, which is a Y as a tetragrammaton in English for the word Yahweh or Yahweh or Yahweh or whatever. Now this guy calls Jehovah is because that's how it was in Latin form. It was Latinized, wasn't it? It doesn't mean you can pronounce it like that. So this individual, he agreed that you can't say it's a banana because you can't say it's a banana. It doesn't matter if it's a PhD. So it doesn't matter if this individual has a PhD or not. It doesn't matter if I don't have a PhD or not. The question is, what is the name of God? I asked him personal name, and he's showing drunken behavior, and now, he's getting a bit annoyed. You have to make your behavior to be what? Consistent with what you say. Otherwise, it looks like you're drunk. That's why you're going everywhere. That's what drunken people do. What do drunken people do? They are not coherent. Isn't that the case? So where was the coherence? That was I don't have anything with this guy. The only thing I could see, in the morning I saw him in the channel waffling about something about, the muta marriages. And he somehow thought, this is what I was going to get to him eventually. That, this is something as a part of Islam. We don't have that teaching. Maybe some people who call themselves Shia, they have this teaching of muta, like you have a contractual marriage for 1 hour. We don't have that in Islam, okay? We do not have this kind of contractual marriage, you marry for 1 hour. So he was right there, but he was wrong to assume this was an Islamic teaching. So unfortunately for people like that, they come to Speaker's Corner and they know you. Remember we said, oh, I know you, you can't speak Arabic, you can't read Arabic, blah, 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 blah. So they already know something of you and have this preconceived bias, and puts a barrier in front. Come on, if Speaker's Corner, oh, cameraman. I mean, what can I say? Because of the camera exposure, we can't even have a discussion with people because they automatically have a barrier in front of you because they know you from before. You have spoken before, so you are this, you are that. The meaning of discussion. So maybe more often we should do discussion behind the cameras, outside the cameras. So they can't make this excuse because they don't want to be exposed in the camera. Do you agree? We should have more discussions. Well, some discussions, you're saying no, without the camera. Because they don't want to have discussions with the camera because they already have these baggages behind. Yeah? Okay. So the point, just to summarize it, the point I was making here, the name of God, the Jewish people don't pronounce it, so they don't know. And that is not a name the Christians even know of them because the Jewish people haven't transmitted it to them. But in Islam, we have many names of God. Okay, Allah is the personal name of God. If you look at the story of Musa alayhi salam, Musa alayhi salam says, Allah says in the Quran, "Innani an Allah." Surely, I am. What did I say? Allah says, "I am." Isn't that what the Christians say the name of God is? But they forgot to read the remaining parts. I am Allah. So what's missing in the Jewish text is I am Allah. Allah is missing. So something somewhere along the line we have Assalamu alaikum. In the Jewish traditions, the name is actually missing because I am is not a name. Allah is saying I am innani ana Allah. I am Allah. So Allah is expunged from their tradition. That's what we should be looking at in research, properly. Why is the name gone and left with just I am? Yeah. So we have the full description in the surah of the Quran, Surah Taha, for example, and other surahs, where Allah explains, Innani ana Allahu la ilaha illa ana, la ilaha illa ana fa'budni wa aqimi as-salata li dhikri. Innani ana Allah, innani, surely it is I, ana, I am Allah, la ilaha illa ana. There is no deity worthy of worship except me, except I. Fa'budni, so worship me. Wa aqimi as-salata li dhikri, and establish prayer for my remembrance. So we have here the name of God. The name of God that the Christians are so seeking, day in, day out. The Jewish people are hiding day in, day out. Here it is, in black and white. Allah. Jazak Allah Khair.